What's up, peeps? How we doing? Oh, Farley. Praise on a cracker. Jesus. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. I'm just gonna do a quick one. I got ready. So I'm ready whenever we need to blip blip blop blop. Okay. What? I just took him to the dog run because but I can try to take him out again while all right. Okie dokie. What up, girl? Feel like I haven't been in your stream forever. Yeah, where you been? Busy with living life? Is there a chance you're gonna talk to Pedro Pascal? You listen here, okay? If he's there, I'm talking to him. All right? I already told Will, because Will was figuring out when he was gonna stream. And I said, okay, well, you know, there's an after party, and if Pedro's going, I'm going. So you either want to come with me or I'll see you after. Thank you for all the compliments, everybody. My hair feels really greasy, so not really feeling it. It's looking good on stream, but you know how, like, I don't know. I needed to wash my hair and then I just didn't feel like it. So it just feels gross. But anyway, anywho, how's everyone doing? It is an early-ish stream here on the Quantarage. Yeah, I'll stream from Pedro's later when he and I are having a nightcap. I'd be like, hey guys. Ugh. Have I seen the community table read with Pedro? You mean for Last of Us or something else? Was sleepy, but now you're hyped. It is, it's been pissing cats and dogs here again today. In old sunny Los Angeles. Not so sunny. It is cold. It is wet. It is gross outside. Farley wants 100 walks. And I'm like, I don't think so, honey. Pasta with wine. Delicious. That's some Stanley Tucci in Italy shit. I'm hungry. All I got is this. I wish I could pull a Jesus. Turn this into some pasta and wine. You know, I haven't even seen any of the Last of Us trailers. I kind of want to watch one. All right.
If you don't think there's hope for the world, why bother going on?
You haven't seen the world.
Oh, he's so hot.
You keep going for family.
I'm not family.
No. You're cargo.
He's perfect already.
Why are you so important?
Somewhere out west, they're working on a cure. I think what really impressed them was the fact that I didn't turn into a monster.
If she so much as twitches, don't.
It's okay.
If I'm taking you with me,
I remember that part in the game.
you do what I say when I say it. got any advice on the best way west?
Yeah, go east. You've come this far.
I'm honestly so
You know what's out
fucking
there.
excited. Connor! What's
You're
up,
not
baby
gonna scare
boo?
us.
Scared him?
You have a greater purpose than any of us could have ever imagined.
Take me on.
Be careful who you put your faith in.
Oh, yes, I'm so fucking excited.
You might not be her father, but you were someone's.
You trust me?
Fuck yes. I'm so excited. I can't, yeah, I forgot Nick Offerman's in it too. Okay, so this morning, Will and I, we were just, I feel like we're always dying. And we were just having it's one of those days where it's been raining, we're tired, it's cold. And we both looked at each other and we're like, I'm so tired. And he goes, I'm so tired. And I'm like, I'm so tired. And he goes, I'm so tired. I'm like, but I really want to go see Last of Us. And he's like, me too. So we decided we're doing it. We can't miss. Like there are other premieres that I would be completely fine being like, whatever. And I know Last of Us is coming out in 6 days, but I'm very excited to get to see it tonight. Is this an LA only thing? Yeah, I mean, you know, when big shows come out, obviously movies, you know, we'll do premieres, but same with big TV shows. So, you know, they're doing a whole red carpet shit like that, after party. Okay, so here's why Last of Us is so special to me. It was the first game I played that got me into gaming again as an adult. So it holds a very special place in my heart. I literally did not move off of the couch for hours and hours and hours. I even was really late to work one night because I was 9 hours into playing Last of Us. It was like total goblin era for me. It was like goblin mode, gremlin mode, all the just creatures. I would stay in the same position for so long that I almost got like arthritis because I didn't fucking move. Yeah, I'll let you know how it goes. Will's gonna stream tonight, I think, after we get back. So I'm sure he'll give his opinion. Maybe I'll jump on with him to throw my 2 cents in, but I think it's gonna be great. I do. I think it's gonna be really, really good. Last of Us is on PC. You know, it was one of those things where I would definitely be down to play Last of Us on stream. I already played it once, so I don't know. My thing right now has kind of been playing games that I've never played, but I fucking love that game. It is. I would definitely play it again. Yeah, it's HBO, so that means you gotta. It's gonna be that weekly drop. I played Last of Us 2 as well. There is there's an iconic moment on Will's stream where he had told me after I finished Last of Us, he's like, you know what? Why don't you just savor in the game, in the feeling of having finished it. Just wait a second before you jump into Last of Us 2. And I was like, no, I gotta have more. I was like, I gotta have more of that Last of Us. like a drug addict. And he kept warning me. He's like, no, really, I think you're going to want to give it a second. And I was like, you don't know what you're talking about. He goes, no, I do know what I'm talking about. And I'm like, well, I don't listen to you anyway. So immediately after I finished The Last of Us, he was streaming. I jumped right into The Last of Us 2. No break. Just right into it. I was like, let's fucking go. Joel, let's run it back. And no spoilers. Those of you who know the game, you know what happens in the game. And there's a moment where Will is streaming. I don't even know if there's if there'd be a clip of it, but I come in having experienced the fucking game the first 15 minutes, and it was very upsetting. And Will kept being like, I told you so. I told you so. What did I tell you? I told you to take a break. And what did you do? You went right into Last of Us 2. And the funniest thing about it was that the actress who voices Abby was in his stream. And so as I'm, going through the stages of grief, he has me come in and he's like, hey, you gotta say hi to someone. And I was like, oh. The face model, not voice actress. And I was like, who the fuck do I have to say hi to? And he's like, it's Abby. I go, who the fuck is Abby? He goes, from Last of Us. And I just go, fuck that bitch. I fucking hate you. I'm just kidding. I don't know who you are. I'm sure you're a fine person, but I fucking hate you. I'll kill you. No, I'm just kidding. Not you, the person. Yeah. Well, yeah. But it really is one of those games. It really is one of those games that when you get to the end, and I think people are torn on it. I think there are some people who just, yeah, she really was like, no, I totally get it. I understand. I think it's one of those games that is controversial in that a lot of people, there are some people who just really hated it, right? And because it was leaked, I think it ruined it for a lot of people. And then there are others who it's really rough. And then you get to the end, you're like, okay, I fucking get it. All right. I understand what you're wanting to play. Or I understand what you're wanting to say with the game. I understand. I was torn, but ended up accepting it for what it is. Yeah, I think I actually almost didn't finish it, and then I decided, you know what? Fuck it, let's do it. And I thought it was a really amazing game. I actually thought it was a better game-wise than The Last of Us 2. UK, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? Why be terrible? Because. Are you not hearing any of the words coming out of my mouth? Oh! Anyway. They're like, why are you being so mean? You're such a bully. My favorite thing is when I'm like talking about something like a fucking video game, right? Or I'm talking about a celebrity or whatever, and people be like, you are a bully. You are a mean person. And I'm like, well, actually, you ain't seen nothing yet. I was like, you think this is me being mean? Oh, just give me a second. I was like, I'm actually being very chill right now. Yeah. I'll like talk shit on something that a terrible celebrity did, and I will always have people. There's always somebody. And they just had their feelings hurt, I guess. I don't know. Okay, so let's anyway, I only have about 2 hours. 2 hours of stream. So yeah, no opinions on art allowed either. So let's take a look at what's going on. So I saw, do you do this full time now? Yes, I guess. I don't know. I'm here a lot. I guess that's full time. Okay, so I saw the stuff on Andrew Callahan that hit the internet today. Wow. There's a lot, man. I mean, I sat there for like 15 minutes straight just reading all of these different stories, and it looks as if these allegations and people's experiences with him, ranging from everything from literal sexual assault to coercion to everything in between. It seems as if this goes all the way back to high school. Here, let me. So it seems as if this is something that has been going on since he was in high school, and then when he was in college, and then when he was doing his show in New Orleans. Okay, so if you're not aware of what's going on, the way that these things always happen is that there's always like one TikTok that goes viral, okay? It's not the first time that somebody has said something. She's not the only person who has said something, but it's just the one that gains traction. And then it's like the floodgates open and there is a torrential downpour. So when it comes to Andrew, apparently people have been saying things for years, just nothing has ever gained traction, especially victims of his who are alleging that, who are alleging these things that go years and years back, and then having to watch his success. There are people who, when people were following All Gas No Brakes, women were coming out and saying, please don't follow this man. He is an abuser. Here's my experience with him. And then when the HBO thing happened, people were like, hi, once again, I don't know why any of you are following Andrew Callahan. Here's my story. Blah, blah, blah. So this was the one that caught traction and is the reason why he is trending today, why Andrew Callahan's name is trending.
That I would be making this video, and I'm shaking because I've tried a couple different times and haven't been able to get my point across, but I don't like seeing abusers get platforms. And my abuser, Andrew Callahan, also known as All Gas No Brakes, Channel 5, and whatever his new HBO show's called, I forget, has been plastered all over my news feed, and I've tried to come to him person to person and try to get him to take accountability for what he did, but his version of what happened the night that he assaulted me is so skewed. So I will tell you that he did eventually get consent. And that's the main point, is that he eventually got consent because he wore me down. He told me he needed a place to stay for the night. He had some sort of falling out with one of his crew members or whatever, and I was very clear about the fact that we are not hooking up. He gets in my bed and wears me down to the point where I eventually do agree to do things that I wasn't proud of. And I wasn't proud of them and thought it was my fault for so long that I continued to be nice to him after the situation. He wouldn't leave my house the next morning. And then as time went on and I processed things, I thought, you know what, just because eventually I said, okay, whatever, because I was trying to just get the whole night over with so that it could be morning so that he could leave. It doesn't discount the fact that I told him no. I told him no so many times prior to this. I said, I'm tired. I'm not really feeling it. I came up with any excuse that I possibly could to just get him off of me. And he still found a way to coerce me into things that I didn't want to do. And this is really hard for me to say. I never thought I would come forward, but it's even more hard to have to relive the trauma that I endured every single day by seeing this man as a social justice warrior, as someone who cares about human rights, get a platform. You shouldn't be supporting him. And at the end of the day, like, I've told close friends of mine, I've tried coming out about this before, and he texted me saying that it basically ruined his life and that his life was over now because of things that I said, and other women have come forward to me, but this is my first time publicly talking about it on a platform like TikTok because I hope it gets traction. I hope people listen to me. I hope that if something similar has happened to you, that you know that that's not your fault. It wasn't my fault what happened to me, just because I eventually...
Okay, so the TikTok goes on. But anyway, that's kind of the basis of her story. And then, you know, what always happens with a situation like this, when when something gains traction, then other women feel encouraged to come forward. They don't want to put their faces and names out there necessarily, but they will reach out to the woman who did put her face and name out there. And you know, it's kind of like the one whose face and name gets put out there, they're always going to be the target of people's hate, who are fans of the accused individual, which is why a lot of women don't like to come public, but they reach out to the one who did to say, hey, something similar happened to me. Feel free to share my story. Just please don't have my name or anything. In this case here, these are people who commented. So, you know, these are people who are not making TikToks, but have come forward as well, with a range of different experiences from like the TikTok girl, the girl who went on TikTok, which was, you know, coercion, to just straight up sexual assault. Honestly, I have to say, when something comes out like this, when a sexual assault allegation hits the internet, usually there will be a few others. I have never seen a just barrage of comments and so many people talking about their experiences with Andrew Callahan. I mean, it really is just like the sheer amount of people who have something to say about him. It is the damn fucking broke, right? Like, this is all happening in the same day. And then there are people who are like, I've been trying to say this for years, or this happened to a friend of mine when she was underage and Andrew was on the road doing his show. I also, you know, it's something where I feel as if, because there have been because in the last, I guess, couple months, there seem to have been a lot of women who have come forward about big content creators, or you know, I guess Andrew, content creator, and people will go, people almost look at how many abusers have been exposed as a, okay, well, it can't be all of them. This is too many. And it's like, actually, yeah, it can be. And this is really just a small percentage of bad dudes, right? And it is something where when one woman sees another woman come out and tell her story and tell her truth, it can kind of be the thing that you need to go, you know what? I've had enough. I can't live like this anymore. I know that there will be a lot of people who support me. I also know that there will be people who like tell me to kill myself, but I'm willing to deal with that so that I don't have to be quiet about this anymore. Ray spoke about people saying it's not all men. Right. I mean, it's like your instinct when you see another person, another man being exposed as an abusive piece of shit should not be, okay, well, it's not all of us, all right? Don't let that be your instinct. It really is remarkable that probably every single one of my female friends has some story at minimum, one story at minimum about a bad dude. And it's the same thing with like cops, right? Where when we're talking about the institution as a whole as being corrupted, and as being, it's a house that was built on a bad platform. Like it is the house has no chance of standing up because the platform that it was built on was rotten. And then people will be like, well, not all cops are bad. I know one cop and he's pretty cool. It's like, you know what? Get the fuck out of here with this. Okay. All right. That's not the point of what we're talking about. And for you to say that absolutely diminishes these women's experiences. Hey, burning caca hole, why don't you go fuck yourself, okay? Goofy McGooferson. Get the fuck out of here. Why don't you go take a shit and eat it? Okay? Burning caca hole? Yeah, it's probably because you stuck some flaming hot Cheetos up there and you forgot where you put them. Goodbye. Go to the hospital. Jesus Christ. No, listen, I love flaming hot Cheetos, okay? That was not me. That was not me dissing hot Cheetos. Yeah, the early chat is a bit rowdy. My God. Jeez, is this what happens when I stream before 5? It's funny because usually when I'm coming with my stream heading, I try not to put anything too specific in it. I'm not going to be like, Andrew Callahan, abuser, because I know that will bring in people who are just, who have flaming assholes. It's all the little kids still up because it's not their bedtime. Yeah. Yeah. So I usually stay away from that because that can be very, that can be kind of, clickbaity. When Ray said what she said, in the YouTube comments, got so mad and blamed her for hanging out with Hassan. That's so shitty because it's like, she can think for herself, right? This is not some crazy take that she got from hanging out with Hassan, right? This is a take that, normal people have. This is not it's not like Ray is out here waving the flag of communism and they're like, you got that from Hassan. Ugh. Ugh, yeah. I think the thing with someone like Ray is maybe because I don't know. I haven't watched a ton of her content, but maybe it's because when every once in a while she speaks up about something and people aren't used to her it's like you go on Hassan's stream and every single day he's that's what he does. He talks about the news. He talks about this shit. And so I find that like female streamer friends of mine who usually are, you know, they game on stream or they're just not political streamers at all. Not that this is politics. But then when they do say something, people are like, oh, excuse me? What the fuck? Where's that coming from? It's like, yeah, she probably doesn't say more of that because this is what she has to deal with. You sick fuckos. Right? It's like the people who do this all the time. It isn't fun because of the just insane hate takes that come your way. Yeah, Pokey had the nerve to talk about wanting to punish people for revenge porn, and everyone was like, okay, Pokemon. And then just the comments, the psycho ass comments under her tweets. I'm like, all right. Yeah. I mean, I knew from streaming day one. I'm like, I'm opening the can of worms from the first moment I get on stream. And I know that means that I probably won't be the biggest streamer, right? Because it's just different with women talking about things. Yeah, I know Cutie has PTSD. I know. And I get it, rightfully so. Never say never. Yeah, yeah. Last of Us premieres the 15th. No, it is on HBO, but I have the privilege of getting to go see it tonight. Ah, yeah, baby. And then I will give you all my non-spoiler take. Yeah. Anyway, where was I? Jesus Christ. So yeah, it ain't looking good. It ain't looking good. He's gonna need to say something because I mean, even if there was only one allegation like this, that seems very credible. But there's not one. There's a lot. And some of them are concerning girls who were underage. Yeah. It seems pretty clear that that Andrew's a fucking creep and has done some bad things. Yeah. I don't think that this really seems very debatable. And it is extra sad because of the work he does. And yeah, Andrew Callahan. You know, it's like if he were just some random YouTuber dude, whatever, but it's extra shitty that he is somebody who has made a name for himself in the work that he does. Yeah. You're making me sad, TBH. Andrew's a friend of Hassan and Will. I mean, I'm not going to speak for Hassan. Will knows him, but it's not like when I talked to Will about this, he wasn't like, oh, my friend. He's just kind of like, well, here we go again. Hassan, I do believe, is closer with him, which is why Hassan is addressing it on stream. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how you could not side with the victim. And in this instance, victims, right? There's just so much. There are so many stories that have come out. The one that is, there's another TikTok by a couple people you pointed out, by Moldy Freckle, and basically in her TikTok, whereas the other girl, Cornbread Casserole, on TikTok, she talked about it as being coerced into having sex with him, which is, you know, again, in that gray area of sexual assault, where she's not saying it was rape. She's saying it was specifically coercion. Moldy Freckle is calling it sexual assault. So that's what I'm saying, where there's like, this dude Andrew seems to have just done everything under the sun. He has multiple allegations against him, and especially considering that some of these are concerning girls who were underage, he needs to make a statement for sure. Sounds fake AF to me. Show me the proof. Okay, so you're the type of person who doesn't believe that something is true unless you literally have a video of someone being raped. Okay. Yeah, you're one of those fucking idiots. That's the funny, that's just like the funny thing, right? It's just so, there are people who are like, well, if I don't see it, then I don't believe it. You know? It's like, I'm sorry, are we all supposed to walk around with fucking GoPros on us? Is that what you want as a woman? Should I just constantly have a GoPro on me? Just be IRL streaming 24/7 on the off chance that I am assaulted so that you will believe me. And even then, they'll probably be like, nah, it was faked. Nah, that's a deep fake. I've seen them do those before. You know how women are. Just sad someone I thought was cool is super no cool. And yeah, I think that's an okay, that is a fine emotion to have, right? I feel this way a lot of times as well. When something comes out and it appears very credible, mainly because there are so many fucking stories and so many women who are sharing their experiences, like, I think it is perfectly normal to, you know, it's kind of like the stages of grief, right? Where when it's somebody who you're a fan of their content, you're a fan of them as a human being. I mean, there are people in my own life personally that I knew who have had credible allegations come out against them, and it is like a punch in the gut, you know? Yeah, and I think So, you know, you can feel that, but don't allow that to cloud your opinion of the situation. I'm not saying that you, Chad, are doing this. I'm saying that people do this, where they refuse to believe something because they are such big fans of the accused. Have you stopped talking to them? Yes. Yeah. So I completely understand. It's, whether it's someone that you personally know or it's somebody that you are a fan of their content, it is it is a very emotional thing to handle. Wild Farley. Hi, Farlito. Hi, Bubs. A Wild Farley has appeared. It is amazing that every time, and again, I don't put this shit in my Twitch stream heading. I'm not like, hey guys, I'm going live to talk about sexual assault. I guess I just forget that people are probably surfing around on Twitch or maybe have watched me some other time. And then the second that I start talking about another sexual assault situation, these shitters come out of the woodwork. I'm like, where the fuck did you come from? My God. This is what happens before I stream before 5. It's your stream. Talk about whatever you want. Oh, I know. I do. I continue to. It really is amazing, though. I'm like, where the fuck do these people come from? It's like, they're obviously not in my community. They call their friends to join in. I'm just imagining them on the phone being like, hey, yo, dude. Hey, some dumb bitch is talking about sexual assault. Here's her Twitch name. Get in there, dude. I need some backup. I need some backup, man. Yeah, or it's one dude with 8 accounts. Yeah, I mean, listen, I obviously get this on a much smaller scale than Hassan. Sometimes I'm like, I totally get why he's just always yelling. Yeah. Ay, ay, ay. Again, I don't know how many times I can say this, but just the sheer amount of stories that there are about Andrew Callahan is pretty telling, right? I think if you're somebody who was on the fence about this first TikTok, I really do think that you should take a look at just how many people have stories about him. It's really nuts. It really is. Should I still watch the HBO doc? It's up to you. I think that's a decision that you should make for yourself. Yeah, I mean, I think this is something where Andrew has to respond. There are so many allegations. He needs to respond, especially because of, he just released his doc on HBO. I'm sure HBO is contacting his team Hmm. Somewhat ironic that he calls out predators in his doc. Right. That's why I said, you know, this kind of hits extra hard because of the of the content that he does. You know, he's not just some YouTuber doing pranks. Yeah. Anywho. Oof, duh. Damn, this is heavy. Bad time for the edible to kick in. Don't worry. I'm switching over to something else. You actually might benefit from having taken an edible because I don't understand this at all. Will I tell Pedro Pascal? Chat says hi. Listen, if I talk to Pedro Pascal, I definitely will, okay? All right. You know, every time I see something with Ben Shapiro, it really blows my mind that he continues to convince people that he's some great intellectual. He's like a Jordan Peterson, right? Where it is astonishing to me how many people look at him and are like, he's a genius, dude.
Numerator is S plus, and then it's R times A plus I.
Okay, so backstory on this. Ben Shapiro has created his own formula to compute governmental legitimacy. Okay.
Okay, so S in this particular equation represents social solidarity. So if you have an area that has a lot of social solidarity, that's going to help the government. Because obviously social solidarity means you're all going to vote in ways that you're not going to offend your neighbor because you like your neighbor and you're not there to use the government to crack down on your neighbor. Plus, responsiveness of the authority to input, that's R, times the avoidability of the authority. So if you know that the government is both responsive to you and also if you're unable to get a response from the government, you're able to avoid the government, right, can move out of the area. And this also contributes to the legitimacy of the government. I don't have to, if I'm in California and I don't like California, I can leave. That means that the government has a high level of legitimacy. One of the reasons being, even though I disagree with the way that California is governed, I can always take off, which means the people who are left there are consenting to being there.
You don't even live here,
Plus,
dude.
I, which is the ability of any authority to advance the interests of its population. So, in other words, if government has the following aspects, it is going to have a lot of legitimacy at any level. This, by the way, doesn't just apply to governments. It actually applies to families as well. If there's a lot of social solidarity within the area.
Yo, he thinks he's Will Hunting. Ben Shapiro's out here acting like Matt Damon in Good Will Hunting.
Thank you.
Pizza Dominguez, thank you for the 2 months.
Governed by the government. If that government is responsive to input from people, if you can avoid the government, if the government doesn't rule the way you want to, you can leave. And if the government is very effective at implementing the needs and wants of its citizens, it's going to have a high level of consent. Okay, the denominator. These are the things the government can do to undermine its own authority, essentially. V is violation of fundamental or pragmatic rights by the authority or destruction of rules and roles by the authority. So the government decides it's going to wipe away civil society. It's going to wipe away your rights. It is now jacked up the levels of control it is using against you. It undermines the legitimacy of the government.
Yeah, okay, not everyone can just move. Being able to move it takes a lot of money. Okay, it's not so easy.
R, right? This is R prime. It's the regulatory strictness of the authority. So the authority passes very, very strong regulations to move against you. This undermines the legitimacy of the government unless you've consented at a very high level to
I'm
that
like
government.
that Kris Jenner meme.
And finally, the aggressiveness of the enforcement by the authority.
The Kris Jenner staring at the computer like, bro, I sometimes I'm like, I think if you look at Ben Shapiro as just pure comedy, Shit's actually funny, right? But that's the only way that you can look at him, because if you look at him the way that he's intending you to, which is to take him seriously as a great thinker,
So here is the equation.
it don't work. How do you even try to assign value to those things? Well, you assign value to those things when you are Ben Shapiro. I'm like, what's he smoking? I think I need it. It's not even a good equation. It's like he just did a bunch of meth and then came up with that shit. He's talking about the consent of the population while he's a proponent of policies that are demonstrably unpopular and religiously motivated. Yeah. Yeah, Farley's pretty cute. He's pretty cute. He's a little donut. He's literally doing the dick jerk algorithm.
What are we talking about, gents? We're talking about how I didn't get to present in the prelims because I was too busy getting my face pummeled so that our team could move forward. That's why we're presenting tomorrow. And you know what? We're going to win. Yeah. We're going to win even if I have to go into the auditorium and personally jerk off every guy in the audience.
That's a lot of jerking. And we only have 10 minutes to present, so.
So, we're fucked, aren't we?
Yeah, even if he's jerking 2 at a
Oh my
time.
God, Camille looks so different.
In that room, so that's 400 times whatever the mean jerk time is.
The what?
Mean jerk time. I mean, it doesn't matter, but hypothetically, time is equal to 400 total jerks at a 2-dick rate.
Pre-roids.
Jerks off 4 guys at a time, and then we can cut that in half.
How would he do 4 guys? He's got 2 hands, so that's 2 dicks at a time, right?
Look, you have 2 guys on either side with their dicks tip to tip, so you're going full length. 4, see?
Oh, from the middle out. That does make sense.
Like 2 shake weights.
Yeah, so what we're trying to do, hypothetically, is minimize time, which is 800 dudes multiplied by mean jerk time divided by 4 dicks at a time. Of course, Ehrlich would have to pre-sort guys by height so that their dicks lined up.
Not by height, technically. The measurement that we're looking for really is
I don't know.
the floor.
2.
Call that D2F.
Huh. Oh my God.
2 out of 5 of these guys have been canceled. I kind of forgot about.
Up or down to another guy with a different D2F. The longer the dick, the greater the D2F bridge. I would still be able to jerk it off in one smooth motion. I would just have to jerk it on an angle.
So D2F sub 1 needs to equal D2F sub 2, and D2F sub 3 needs to equal D2F sub 4, where length L creates a complementary.
This math makes more sense than anything Shapiro said.
Now,
Yeah, it really does.
orgasm
Oh my God.
threshold is a function of lambda sub I.
Such an idiot. Middle out.
You know, TJ is canceled. The other one, Thomas Middleditch. Kind of a cunt.
Does girth similarity affect Ehrlich's ability to jerk different dicks simultaneously? Shit, yeah, I think it would. Of course it does. Time to orgasm, or T2O, has to be the same for each matching pair of dicks. Otherwise, I'm wasting a lot of great strokes on a guy that's already busted.
Unless you hot swap dicks in and out, so on a downstroke, you get a new one in, so when you stroke up, you're not wasting any energy.
Even so, I think this is the most reliable metric for
Yeah, I have some girlfriends who Middleditch was just a real creep too.
2 hours. Do we think he's okay? You don't think he...
He did seem pretty bummed out.
Anyway. He streams on Twitch, I know. Plays games and stuff. Have I played Last of Us games? Yep, I did. Those were what got me right back into gaming. Last Christmas, actually. Okay, here's the other thing that I was laughing my ass off at today. So, Mike Pompeo is releasing a book, okay? Because, you know, that's what we all wanted. A book from Mike Pompeo called Never Give an Inch. Interesting title. I feel like his wife came up with that one. So anyway, he wrote his own blurb, man. My new book reads like a thriller with stories from my heart. Mike Pompeo. It's available for pre-order at mikepompeo.com. This is sad. His son had to write the foreword. My new book reads like a thriller with stories from my heart. Did he say thriller because of all the crimes he committed when he was working for Trump? Because that wasn't so much a thriller as it was just stupid. Let's see, mikepompeo.com. I wonder how much this book costs. Never give an inch. Donate now. What do you need money for? All right, let's see. There's okay, it's $20.99. It's on sale. It's $20. It's already on sale. I don't know. There's something especially sad about having to write your own blurb for your shitty book called Never Give an Inch. He's out of his mind for that price. Listen, he probably needs some money. I wonder if he's on Cameo. Trying to make some extra dough. Yeah, and then his son wrote the foreword for his book. Oh, recently I was in North Carolina and I went to this cute little cafe / library, and they had this whole thing where you could trade books there. So I was like, oh, that's a really cute idea. Or you could buy books and they were really, really cheap because they were like people from the community would just bring their old books and drop them off. And so I start looking around, I'm like, yeah, maybe I'll find something. And every single book was like either a biography on Donald Trump or some shitty person's memoir. Like name a shitty person, name a shitty politician or somebody who worked in the Trump White House, and their memoir was in this library. And I was like, is there anything else? I was like, oh, Ted Cruz's memoir. Sounds like a great read. Oh, the laptop from hell. The true story on Hunter Biden. Sign me up. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Stephen Miller has a book. Stephen Miller. Yeah. It's called... Wait. Okay, wait. Stephen Miller book. No, okay, this is a different Stephen Miller. It's called Mein Kampf, yeah. I mean, everybody has a fucking book, right? If you work in politics, you have a book. Yeah, I was like, wow, these are some great literary options for me. I'll take them all. $2.50? A steal. More like stop the steal, you know?
Hope you and will have a blast at the premiere. Nefel 182 Fart Dance.
Thank you, Confire.
Everybody around.
Oop. Sorry about that. That was so loud. So I wanted to talk briefly. I know I've probably burnt you guys out talking about Harry and all the shit he's revealing. But I think something that I didn't get enough, or that I didn't get across strong enough, is the fact that as shitty of things that have happened to Harry and Meghan, and they are indeed terrible things, I think that, we can feel sorry for the couple for the just abuse that they had to go through with the British press, particularly Meghan, who said that she was driven to a point of being suicidal. I think with all that being said, something important to keep in mind, though, is that these two people have never denounced the monarchy, right? And I was thinking back on the 60 Minutes interview that Harry did with Anderson Cooper that we watched on stream. And when Anderson asked him about their Duke and Duchess titles and if they would be renouncing them because they have left the family, Harry said, no. Oh, no, we're keeping the titles. And Anderson was like, why? And Harry kind of had some lame excuse, saying like it wouldn't make a difference at this point. It's like, actually it would, because you denouncing your titles and no longer going by Duke and Duchess would be you rebuking the monarchy. And in the past, since they've been married and just all the drama that has happened, they've never actually come out against the monarchy. It's the fact that the family didn't accept them. And had the family accepted them with open arms, and had the British press accepted Meghan, there would have been no their own version of Brexit, right? Like they totally would have stayed. They totally would have stayed and been a part of their family's shit. Yes. And I think for Harry, okay, whatever. But it's like for Meghan, at this point, you don't talk to the family. You're living in California. You have nothing to do with them. At this point, why don't you come out and get jiggy with it, right? Like get out here and be based as fuck. It's like, just take it all down. Who cares? Like you guys are out. So I wanted to watch a little of this YouTuber's commentary on the whole thing, who can speak to this better than I can.
Everybody around her dropped the "you are blackballed" during Black Women's Black Santa Month. Everybody.
This was the other thing, right? Is like the crazy thing about the interview was Harry expressing how surprised he was when he got to back to the UK and brought Meghan, and then the British press was racist. He was like, I couldn't believe that they were so racist against her. I guess I forgot she was black.
She met Harry on IG, bitch. Now it goes down in the DM, bitch. I ain't know. Have y'all caught a prince? Because Megan caught one in her DM. I'm trying to be somebody's queen to be. Bitch, I see that for me. I see that for my life. Bitch, all I'm getting is these motherfucking scamming ass niggas in Atlanta. These niggas with horse teeth and Ferragamo belts and Gucci slippers. Megan was in the bush with Harry with no bonnet, no wig glue, no lip gloss, or nothing, Lord. Just out there just staying alive. Your grandma racist as fuck. Your grandma ugly as fuck. She racist as fuck. I'm glad she did. Nobody sat her down and said, bitch, you is going into the Lions Den, bitch. Like, nobody said that shit to your ass. Nobody had that conversation with your ass during Black Women's Black Santa Month.
Oh my God.
What's up, y'all? It's your sister. Welcome back to my channel. For those of you guys who don't know who I am, I'm Jessie Boo. I just want to make that quick introduction real quick because I'm seeing a lot of new people subbing, subscribing. Yes, subscriptions. Yes, subscriptions. Yes.
She is so funny.
We love that over here. We love that. And you know, I'm trying to stay very consistent for Christmas month, for Black Women's Black Santa month, giving y'all the content or whatever. So, you know, make some noise again for me. Make some noise.
Oh my God. A Z-Way Meghan Markle interview.
No, that's right. Let's get into this.
Unreal.
So anyway, y'all.
What's her channel? I think it's Jessie Woo.
Building some shit around this bitch. It's 10:30 on Sunday night. Like, what? Okay, y'all. So anyway, y'all. Have y'all watched this Harry and Meghan docuseries on Netflix? The shit is amazing. They released 3 episodes, and I believe they're gonna release 3 more episodes in a couple more days. So probably like this Wednesday or Thursday, they'll release some more. So anyway, is it me, or when I saw that they were coming out with another docuseries, or when I saw that they were coming out with a docuseries, because I think this is the first one, they've done a set of interviews, like, you know, they interviewed with Oprah. We all saw the Oprah interview, right? Like, do y'all remember the sit down with Oprah back in 2020 where they literally told Oprah, listen, like, they were being racists. Harry said that one of his family members called his son a derogatory name, their son Archie. We know that it was the eldest son. It had to be either his daddy, your ashy ass daddy, or your ugly ass older brother. Let me tell you, can y'all believe how ugly? Can y'all believe how ugly Princess Diana's first son done got? William, my God. My God. A small price to pay for being a fucking descendant of colonizers and still being a modern day colonizer. I know you was the one that called Archie the N-word. I could see it already. And you know, with the British accent, they not gonna say like, you know, they ain't gonna say it properly. He probably was like, Nigor. You know what I'm saying? Like something like, you know, made it sound classy. You know what I'm saying? I definitely feel like you was the one that called Archie Nigor. Definitely, it's really giving the Nigor vibes from you. I'm definitely getting the Nigor vibes from your ass. But you sure is ugly. You ugly. You your daddy's son. My God. Look at that. Just both their ass ugly. My goodness. Jesus Christ. See, Harry escaped that. Harry escaped that because he not really that racist. I mean, he got some racism in him, as we saw in this documentary. Bitch, why the fuck were you wearing that Nazi outfit to a party? But right? You know what? The apple don't fall too far from the tree, because his granddaddy, Queen Lizzie's, what was his name? Prince Philip, wasn't he a Nazi? So, you know, anyway, we're gonna get into all that. But remember, in the Oprah sit down, they told Oprah that somebody definitely called Archie a Nigor. Somebody that they told them that Archie would not be a prince, he would not have a title, he would not have security. Like they, girl, you is bringing Nigors into the family. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we cool with y'all. I mean, we've started giving y'all desk jobs in the kingdom. But you know what I'm saying? We still is some colonizers. Like we don't really fuck. I mean we know you are 1/7 black, but you still black. We not fucking with that. You and your Nagor's son not finna have no damn title. He not gonna have no title. So that was fucked up. Harry made it very clear in his sit down with Oprah that there was a lot of public racism that Meghan had experienced. And he said, like, my family had multiple opportunities to stand up for her and to support her publicly, and they never did. What I hate about Harry, though, is he always, I've noticed this with all the royals, they're really good at protecting the queen and making it seem like it doesn't come from the queen.
Yeah, well, now she's dead.
But if you just do your simple Googles, you will see how cleverly and systematically she's been able to invoke racism, even in the palace. From, you know, only
Yeah, that bitch is racist as hell. Was. Past tense.
having blacks.
Because she's dead.
And brown folks in servantry, not no office jobs. Like, you couldn't speak to, like, you know, I'm like, there's certain things that black and brown people just were not allowed to do in the palace. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, but they've always, you know, Europe and the royal family has always done a good job at making it seem like she's not racist. And it's like, bitch, we gonna get into all that, but your grandma racist as fuck. Your grandma ugly as fuck. She racist as fuck. I'm glad she did. And to be honest, the sooner all y'all die, it really would be good for humanity. Because literally, like, everything wrong in the world when it comes to the systematic racism and what black and brown people are dealing with today comes from y'all. It comes from y'all dating all the way back to the 14th century. So, to be honest, if all y'all could drop, it really wouldn't be too soon. Anyway, though, but let's go ahead and just talk about the doc. So, these are a couple things that and please don't come in my comments, oh my God, you shouldn't say that. Girl, hey, shut that shit the fuck up. It's Black Women's Black Santa's Month. You think I give a fuck about this unroyal family? Like, if you think I'm gonna give a fuck about this unroyal ass, ashy ass, ugly ass family whose crown has the blood of black and brown people literally leaking from every corner of it during Black Women's Black Santa Month, if you think I'm gonna give a fuck.
Is Last of Us show? Yeah, for people who are just jumping in, The Last of Us premieres on HBO on the 15th. They are doing the premiere in LA, and so that is what I'm going to, which is why I'm doing a quick early stream.
During this month and every other Black Women's Month, you got me fucked up. So I want to officially start talking about this documentary by playing this clip, this promotional clip, I guess, that's getting played everywhere. You know, Meghan kind of touched on this before. I feel like she said this in the Oprah interview, and then I feel like she also said this on her podcast that's gone viral a couple times, where she talks about how she didn't really come face to face with her blackness until she was with Harry and until she went to London, right? So here's a clip from the docuseries of her saying that.
To be a minority but not be treated as a minority right off the bat. Obviously now people are very aware of my race because they made it such an issue when I went to the UK, but before that, most people didn't treat me like a black woman. So that talk didn't have to happen.
I've heard her say this before, right? And I remember thinking to myself, bitch,
Yeah, I'll let you guys know how it is when we get back.
Talking about? Like,
Will's gonna stream.
Talking about? See, here go that mix shit again. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I do feel like sometimes as a dark-skinned woman, right? For me, I will never not have to have these conversations. I'm black. I look black. I am black. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm black, right? I am visibly black. I will never beat the I'm black allegations, okay? But someone like Meghan, she can beat the she can beat the I'm black allegations. Visibly, she does not look black, okay? She just does not, right? And so I remember hearing her say that before. I'm like, okay, so here's why I would be like, what the fuck is she talking about? Because her mom is black AF. Like, let's look up her mom. This is Megan and this is her mom. Okay? I hope you guys can see that. I hope it's in
I
focus,
honestly I really do think because Megan does not look black, Harry did not think that the very racist British press would treat her like a black woman. But the thing is like, she's still got some melanin in her skin, and that does not fly with the British press. Okay? Will I be going live after the premiere? I don't know. We'll see. I might just jump on Will's stream with him to give my 2 cents.
this is Megan and this is her mother, right? So for me, I'm just like, you have a black ass mom. Like, your mom is black. Like, and she black. She is blackity black. She got the dreads. Like, you know, she's a black woman and her mom is gorgeous. And, but then we see, okay, her dad. Let's look up her dad, right? So while I can see a little bit of resemblance with her mom, just a little bit, I mean, she is her father's child. Like, she ain't never gonna be, this is my daddy allegations. And so I'm actually glad I said that, because when you watch the documentary, right, she goes into conversation about how growing up with her mom, like, she would be out in public with her mom and her mom would get questions like, are you her nanny? Like, where's her mom? Like, where's her mom? Are you the nanny, or can I speak to her mom? Like, just rude, you know what I mean? Like, she's like, no, this is my daughter, you know? And they had to have, like, literally people would address her mom as her fucking nanny, okay? And so as I'm watching that, I'm thinking, wouldn't those be times where you and your mother would have conversation? Like, your mother would sit you down and talk to you about blackness, talk to you about, okay, yeah, you are biracial, but you have a black mother, so you are black. Like, this is how blackness looks to you. Like, you know, like, just something, you know, like, where's those conversations? And as you watch the docuseries, you realize that her mother never had those conversations with her. Never, ever, ever. And there's a part in the docuseries where her mom literally says, I wish I would have sat down and had those conversations with her. I did not. And then, so you have Megan.
That's so interesting because her mom is black, right? And so obviously her mom has a lifetime of experiences of moving through the world as a black woman, but her daughter is very white passing. And in my situation, I look very Asian, even though my mother is white. So I was in a similar boat in that my mother never had any conversations about, you know, race and me being Asian and me appearing as an Asian woman, because she's not Asian. So she couldn't have had those conversations.
And it's crazy. Here's why it's so crazy to me. Because, you know, again, when you're watching the docuseries, or, you know, you look at Megan right now, like, Megan is very white passing. Like, there's no way around it. She's very, very white passing, right? But as you look at her as a kid, I mean, how do you not have conversations with this child about her blackness?
Yeah, she definitely looks way more black when she was a kid.
Like, so you mean to tell me
that is so interesting.
as a child, ain't nobody whip out no blue magic hair grease for Megan and talk to her about blue magic? Like, so you mean to tell me as a child that Megan did not experience her mama pulling out the blue magic grease? Megan did not experience the just for me. Do, 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 do. Like, she didn't experience that era of being a black women's child. The hot comb conversations. She didn't experience that. Like, just literally, like, just the basic shit that us as black women's children's, she ain't had those conversations. Like, Megan even talked about a time when she was out in public with her mom, and they were in traffic somewhere and a woman was trying to get through and the white woman called her mom, like literally called her mom a.
Oh my God.
And her mom just clenched the wheel of the car and just kept it moving. And they never had a conversation about it. So now I'm looking at Megan like, okay, you know what? Although I'm like, but now I have sort of a more understanding because your mom dropped the ball. Your parents dropped the ball. You had a white daddy. Your white daddy wasn't going to talk to you about no blackness. And mind you, too, her dad and her mom divorced when she was like a toddler. So they weren't living together. Like, so your dad is not going to help your mom facilitate those conversations. You know what I'm saying? And then your mom's not having those conversations. Where were your black cousins? You know what? Honestly, too, they didn't really talk about this. They didn't really talk about her mother's side of the family other than when paparazzi would try to get pictures of them and try to form stories about that side of her family.
Yeah, I kind of get the feeling her mom wanted to protect her as well.
You ain't had no, like, y'all ain't had
It just
Thanksgiving,
backfired.
like, holidays. Like, where were your black aunties? Where were your black uncles? Like, ain't nobody pull out the spades, the dominoes games. Like, you ain't get no Black Panthers. Like, you ain't get I'm black and I'm proud. Like, you ain't get a we are family. You ain't get none of that. Like, girl,
I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with how she does her videos.
what is going on? What's going on? What's going on? Like, she really never had to deal with her blackness, right? Then you look at her. She was very, very smart in school. Going to college, she did great in college. She was smart. She got great grades. She wanted to be an entertainer. She wanted to be an actress. Then you have agents in Hollywood. Like, her first real agent did not know she was biracial. For a while, did not know she was biracial and just was sending her out for white roles. Okay? And finally, along the line, Megan tells him, oh, I'm biracial. So now he starts to send her out for black roles. But she no look black. She no look black. She no look black. So the people, they say, I'm sorry, the world is not for you parce que you no look black, you look white. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, okay, well, let's do the biracial roles. And it's like, I mean, because you.
It's so interesting that she got sent out for black roles because she really does not, she's not black passing, right? Like, she really looks white. But it's like, oh, you find out that her agents find out she's biracial and they're like, oh, great. That means that we can send her out on black roles. And this was something that was always very frustrating. And I'm sure black actresses would agree with this, is like, me, as I am half Asian, but I look very Asian, I would go out for roles that were like specifically for an Asian person, okay? And then I would see actresses who were very white passing, even though they were biracial and they were part Asian, who were Asian but not Asian, but not too Asian, booking, and then they would book these roles because that was comfortable for the people who were casting them, or who were producing the film.
You're not giving Hollywood
like Emma Stone.
Very biracial, sis. You giving white. You know what I mean? And so she found difficulty in that. And it's like she was never placed in any situations where she had to address her blackness and come to terms with her blackness and understand her blackness, embrace her blackness, right? And I was having this conversation with a friend of mine, and I was like, you know what? The more and more and more I keep hearing these stories coming from biracial people, the more and more I'm like, you know what? Maybe it's not right to identify biracial people to be black. Maybe the one drop rule is not working because literally there are these white passing biracials don't have to have these conversations. They don't have to address their blackness. They don't look black. They don't relate. They just don't. They don't relate. You know what I'm saying? They're able to be in certain rooms and be in certain situations and profit off of certain things that us that look like this are not going to be able to. So they need their own identification. I mean, I don't know. That's just something I've just been thinking about a lot. And watching this documentary, it really made me think of that, because here's the thing, right? You have someone like Megan who's very white passing. Now you go and you marry Harry. Y'all got 2 kids. So you, and then, you know,
A ginger.
in the doc, they're talking about, yeah, you know, we have mixed race kids. Do y'all? Do y'all got mixed race kids? Because literally, them kids look white. Like, they are white. Like, okay, they are 28% black. Okay, but where? We don't see it. Like, literally, we don't see that. They will never look black. Nobody will ever look at those kids. I mean, obviously, because the world knows who they are, but nobody would ever look at those kids and be like, oh, mixed kids. No. At least Megan, as a child, you could see it. You could see there was something there because of her hair, but as she's gotten older, you know, maybe she's been doing perms. I don't know what she does to her hair, but she's very white passing. And so now you have these kids who literally got to go dig their ancestry. I mean, of course, they have their grandmother, but that white blood was so, her dad's DNA was so strong that she looks white, and now she married a white man, and now these are white kids. To me, those are white kids. To me, those white kids will not have to have certain conversations unless Megan is the one to bring it to them. And I'm sorry, but given Megan's history and her mom's history of not having to confront that, I don't see them ever sitting down with Archie and her other son talking about, I'm black and I'm proud. You know what I mean? Like, to be young, gifted, and black. I don't see that type of conversation happening. I just don't. I don't see it happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, this is this is a real conversation we had, where the way somebody is perceived to the rest of the world, right? Even if that is not their racial makeup, it's about the perception. And so, yeah, a couple of you have mentioned it. Interestingly enough, like me growing up in the Midwest, I was seen as like an Asian immigrant. Nobody could understand that I was mixed race. I was only Asian, and because they didn't know that Asian people can live in this country and be born in this country, they thought I was just like off the boat. But with Asians, I am viewed as mixed race. Like, they see the white in me. And so it's, you know, a lot of mixed race kids feel this way, where you're like, I don't really know where I belong, because I don't belong with Asians, like, because I'm, you know, especially ones like when I got to college who were all exchange students. And so they were all from China or they were from Japan, and they had their own very tight knit groups. And those were the Asians. And then all of everyone else who was mainly white, because I grew up in the Midwest, never looked at me though like I was white.
Let me know your thoughts on that. So yeah, I thought it was very wild. She mentioned that again, and then now that I'm able to see why she feels that way. It's because everybody around her dropped the "you are black" ball during Black Women's Black Santa Month. Everybody dropped the ball in this girl's life. And because of that, she didn't have to confront that until she got to the UK. And baby, let me tell you something. You think racism is one thing here in America? The racism in the UK, the gaslighting, the erasure of systematic oppression that black and brown people have suffered in the UK, baby, that ain't nothing to motherfucking play with. Let me tell you something right now. You want to really experience racism? Take your ass to the UK. Take your ass to the UK.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna hold you.
Yep.
Megan and Harry are very, very cute together. I liked how they broke down how they met. First of all, she met Harry on IG, bitch. Not she met Harry on IG, bitch. Not. in the DM, bitch. I ain't know. Have y'all caught a prince? Have y'all, if you've caught a prince in your DM, let me know. Because Megan caught one in her DM. Bitch, all I'm getting is these motherfucking scamming ass niggas in Atlanta. Okay? That's all I'm fucking getting. These niggas these niggas with horse teeth and Ferragamo belts and Gucci slippers. I cannot. Like, girl, what is going on? That's all I'm getting. Teach me your ways. Megan, teach me how to catch a prince in my motherfucking DMs. I'm trying to be somebody's queen to be. Bitch, I see that for me. I see that for my life. So let me know how I can catch myself a motherfucking prince in my DMs, girl, please.
It's still funny the second time, I know.
Series. Okay, but anyway, she meets Harry through DMs or whatever. They go, they go back and forth a little bit. But it's funny because, Lord, what had happened? I think a friend of his, or I think like they were all somewhere together, and it's a friend of hers told her that Harry was interested in her, and then she said, oh, let me see his feed, not knowing who the guy was. And then she goes to the nigga's feed, and it's boom, it's Prince Harry. Bitch, what? Oh my God, like not an actual prince, bitch. Like, oh my God, the Princess Diaries all over again. Oh my God. And they talk about how for the first like 3-4 months, they dated in private. Harry was in Botswana. Harry literally, I think out of his whole entire family, but especially from his brother, he's so different in the sense that he has the same temperament and the same heart of service as his mother. And so he did a lot of service in Africa. He was in the military for 10 years. Like, he just had more realistic life experiences, and he was more relatable because he made an effort to reach out to people who were not in his position. And I like that about him. And they were showing how, the first time they really spent real time together, they were in Botswana, in the bush, like no electricity, no running water, no hot curlers, no glue for my lace front wig, no glue for my lashes. I couldn't bring my MAC makeup, no mirrors, no nothing. I couldn't bring, like, what? I don't even think Mary had her bonnet. Did Megan have her bonnet? Megan was in the bush with Harry with no bonnet, no wig glue, no lip gloss, or nothing, Lord. Just out there, just staying alive. She even said one night they was in a tent, in a little tent, oh, and just like, bitch, they was in a tent like Sam Cooke. Damn, I'm funny. That was a good one, right?
Don't remember how I discovered your channel, but glad I did. Glad you did too.
Oh, and just lie. So they was in a little tent in Botswana. In a little, okay, I'm sorry. Okay, well, in a little tent. That's so funny, I'm saying. Okay, so anyway, they was in a little tent in Botswana.
It's in a little tent.
One night, child, she heard something purring outside the tent. Bitch, it was Mufasa and Simba out there, bitch. Simba was out there with Mufasa. Mufasa was telling Simba about the hyenas. She was like, don't go. We never leave this place. This place, we never leave there. You see that place over there where there is no sunlight? You must never go there, son. You must never go there. We are not one. Okay, like she heard Mufasa and Simba out there. He was giving him the speech or whatever. She's like, oh my God, Harry, are you gonna protect me? Harry was like, yeah, like my dog Rafiki. I got Rafiki up in the sky. He gonna, you know what I'm saying? He gonna keep a lookout. Rafiki done told the lions, we here, like we straight. We ain't there to kill them or nothing like that. Don't hunt us. So we straight. So they was down in the motherfucking Pride Rock in Botswana. That's where they spent real time together. You know what I'm saying? That's where they got to know each other and they fell in love and shit. That was so cute. I feel like that part of the docu-series was so cute, bitch. Then shit got uncute real quickly.
When they went to the UK.
So once the media got a hold that they were together, I guess like the Harry's communications team told him, and then like he told, Megan, like, bitch, they about to break this story, so just know, like, our privacy, that shit is a wrap. And so, soon as they found out that Megan was biracial, soon as they found out that she was 73% white, here come the headlines. Straight out of Compton. I mean, I'm talking about they was photoshopping bandanas and sunglasses.
Right, because that was the thing about it. Obviously, Megan, white passing, I think that if they didn't know that she was actually black, I don't know if a lot of the racisms would have happened. I don't know if they would have been doing so much racisms. But it was when they found out that she was biracial and that she was black, is black.
Asses on Megan's ass, making her look like she was part of the NWA crew, okay? Making her look like she was part of fuck the police, making her look like she was Ice-T's cousin, okay? Calling her the queen, the princess of Compton, you know, releasing all these derogatory things about her,
God.
and her mother's side of her family. I mean, it was really bad. When they broke that down, I was like, okay, see, I didn't really know the ends that the media in the UK were going to basically call this girl a nigger. Okay, like nobody, UK media. Yeah, Megan's a nigger. Okay, let's just remind y'all, she is a nigger. Yeah, she is. What? He's marrying the nigger? Okay, yeah, she's marrying the nigger. Like, I mean, they took every opportunity they could to let you know she was a nigga. Okay? They did everything but say nigger. I mean, it just was crazy. And so, again, as they're breaking that down, you know, they start to talk about how the media has been so intrusive to the royal family. You know, they start touching on, you know, Princess Diana's experience and how the media, you know, did her in the UK. And although I will always have empathy for Princess Diana, for obvious reasons. I think we can all attest to the fact that Princess Diana was actually a very good person. She actually tried to go into that family and do good and do well and you know, bow down as much as she could, but they were just so disgusting to her on top of the media. Like, it just was not a battle she was ever gonna win. However, as Harry was starting to talk about how, oh, like, you know, we've always been in the public eye. It's like we have a contract with the media that we just can never get out of. And I remember thinking to myself, bitch, I will never feel bad for y'all being, for you guys experiencing intrusiveness from the media. I will never feel bad for that shit. Like, that is a very small price to pay for being colonizers. Get the fuck out of here. Like, let's wrap that conversation up. I really do not give a fuck. I will never feel bad for y'all constantly being in the media. I will never feel bad for the media giving y'all lashings. Like, y'all deserve every lashing. Like, yes, Ari, I like you. You're obviously different from your family, but that does not erase the fact that your family are colonizers till this day. That Commonwealth bullshit that y'all be putting out, the Commonwealth. These are all people that you guys enslaved. And you raped their lands. You built your wealth off of the backs of black people. Predominantly African countries. Nigeria, Cameroon, Ghana. You go to the Caribbean, you have Jamaica. You have Bahamas, you have where Rihanna from?
Barbados.
Like,
you guys want to know something crazy? So I told you that I'm addicted to trivia crack. Every single time I get a trivia crack question that's like, this country in the Caribbean once upon a time, like, was founded by which European country? I'm like, oh, that would be England. Okay. I don't even need to know this is true to know this is fucking true.
Cut the shit. I don't give a fuck. I will never feel bad for y'all. Oh, they're always... bitch, ain't your grandma the same bitch who wanted to update that dusty-ass yacht in the middle of a fucking inflation in the UK, and people had to go and tell her, ma'am, we are in the middle of an inflation. This does not look good. And she was like, but that yacht is a reflection of me. You damn right, that dusty ass yacht is a reflection of your dusty ass. How dare you want to update that shit with inflation on the rise? And she didn't give a fuck. You know why? Because inflation was predominantly affecting who? Nagars.
Yeah.
So I will never feel bad for that shit, ever. However, what happened to Princess Diana was absolutely wrong. What happened to Meghan was absolutely wrong. But it's like, here's, going back to Meghan, not having to deal with her blackness until she was with Prince Harry. It's like, bruh, so you didn't know? You didn't know the history of, like, you didn't do your Google, sis? Like, you didn't do a quick Google search, like,
Google?
To see how they got their crown and the fact that you're a black woman.
Yep.
Like, you didn't take those things into consideration. She kept saying, oh, you know, she kept saying that for the longest, she was like, oh, well, this will pass. They'll stop treating me like this. They'll stop treating me like this. No. They will never stop treating you like this. You are black. Like, what did you think was going to happen to you? Do you not see what happens in America with black people? What made you think that the longest surviving monarchy, the richest monarchy of all time, whose riches came from the literal blood of black people, what made you think they was gonna accept your ass? What were you thinking? Nobody sat her down and said, bitch, you is going into the lion's den, bitch.
I know.
Nobody said that shit to your ass. Nobody had that conversation with your ass during Black Santa Month. When you look up the history of the royal family, like back in the 1400s, Queen Elizabeth I, I believe, she was the first one to finance the Atlantic slave trade. Like literally the transatlantic slave trade was financed by the crown. Because
she said she never paid attention in school. Oh no, I must have missed that part in history. And they talked about those things.
It was the quickest way to profit off of sugar, tobacco, gold, like all the shit that they've been able to build their wealth on. For them and other colonizers, they financed that. They have financed that until this day. When you go to places like, I recently went to Jamaica, and I haven't uploaded that vlog because I'm really debating on uploading.
That's the question. Is Megan naive or is she just in it for the bag of the man? I think naivete, right? It's like, okay, Megan, you were walking around the fancy castle, right? Wearing jewels for your whatever event. Where do you think those jewels came from? Right? Where do you think those blood diamonds came from? It is really astonishing that she just rolled up having no idea about the history of the fucking monarchy.
Certain conversations that we had about what Jamaicans are really facing economically. Like, Jamaica's one of those countries that has such good PR because you go there and it's one love, one ha, let's get together.
I love when she sings.
Feel all right. Hear the children singing, but the children are not singing. Their parents are not singing. There's real poverty on the island. Until this day, the effects of slavery financed by this family is affecting places in the Caribbean, not just Jamaica, but in the Caribbean, in Africa. But going back to Jamaica having good PR because of tourism, you look at the crown, the royal family in the UK, they have such good PR too because they've literally been able to do what America now is trying to do, the school system in America is trying to do, which is they're trying to erase, educating children on slavery, racism, systematic racism, redlining, like all the things that still affect Black and brown people. The UK has been very successful at erasing that and saying, oh my God, this was a quick moment in history, but guess what? We freed everybody. Now we have the Commonwealth, and oh my God, like now they even have the Commonwealth Day where you have representatives from all of these Black nations who are still in modern day slavery coming in there waving a flag for Commonwealth Day. I mean, it's fucked up when you really think about it. It's really fucked up. And they've been able to just have such good PR to even say things like, oh, well now, back in, I think I was watching the documentary, it shines a light on that. It shines a light on the transatlantic slave trade and how it was financed by the
CRT
crown,
teaching
but also
demons.
how when you look at, okay, back in like the 50s, starting in the 50s to 60s, there was an influx of, oh, let's have all these black and brown come into the country now and work these jobs that white people don't want to work. But that's a way of us, you know, being inclusive, right? So now you have all these black people coming into the UK, and you see you see racial crimes taking a height, you know, because racism has not been dealt with, you know, and we don't want to work in offices with these niggers. We don't want to see them at the same jobs that we're at. You know, they're supposed to be our servants. That's it. You know, and literally too, you have to think about the way that just geographically where the UK is and where all the countries that they were able to colonize are deep in the Caribbean, you know, or in Africa. Like they were able to separate themselves from all of that geographically also, you know, so it's something that's never actually been dealt with. I feel that this docuseries is God's work, and I'm gonna tell you why. You finally have what's his name? What was Princess Diana's ex-husband name? I don't even give a fuck about these people. The nigga who with Camilla, the white nigga who with Camilla. What is their name again? Who is Queen Elizabeth's son? You got Prince Charles, who's finally gonna be king. Oh, I just can't wait to be king. That nigga been waiting to be king since Jesus was on the cross, bleeding for you and I. Okay? Like, Prince Charles been waiting to be king since Moses parted the Red Sea and had the Israelites going into the promised land, and God was sending down fried chickens and biscuits with gravy for the land of Israel, for the Israelites. I mean, he been waiting for fucking ever, okay, to be king. And now him and his ashy ass princess of consort, bitch, you would never, let me tell you, I said this before, I will say it again. Camilla, you will never be the people princess. You will never be the people princess, the people queen. You will always be the queen of whores. You are a whore.
Queen of whores.
You are a slut bucket, okay? We will never forget. We will never forget. The North remembers, bitch. UK might forget. The UK media might forget, but bitch, the North remembers, bitch. You are a slut bucket. You are a hoe, bitch. And you will never motherfucking be my motherfucking queen, bitch. I don't know who queen you about to be, bitch. But you ain't about to be my motherfucking queen, bitch. And you was never gonna be my motherfucking queen, because none of these niggas was ever my motherfucking queen to begin. I don't believe in none of that shit. Tear it down. Tear the monarchy down. This is the perfect time to release some shit like this, because now in May he's finally gonna be crowned, and I hope that when you're crowned, I hope your skull bleeds like my ancestors bled. I hope you bleed. I hope you never have a good night's rest as king. I really do. I hope you are miserable every single day of your life for what you guys have done to black people and brown people all over the world. Could you imagine, like, black people watching this happen till this day? This monarchy is still monarchian. And we are still suffering because of everything that they've done to us.
Yeah.
For centuries and for centuries to come.
Yeah, man.
Anyway, y'all, watch the documentary. The docuseries is really good. It's on Netflix. It's Harry and Meghan. And drop in the comments, let me know what else you want me to break down. I saw that some of you guys want me to break down riches. I talked about it in my last video. I think I'm definitely gonna break it down. I just was trying to give you guys a moment to watch it, but I think I'm gonna break it down for y'all by the end of this week. So, you know, I'm gonna pull out my fur. I'm gonna pull out my best Nigerian accent, okay? The company belongs to my daughter. This company is for my daughter. I will pull out my best Nigerian, my best African accent, bitch. I'm gonna give y'all theater, okay? Let me know if you want that to happen. I will give y'all Nigerian theater, bitch, okay? Anyway, like and share, subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Like this video, share the video with your friends.
She's so great.
And I'll see you guys in the next one.
She is so funny and so smart too. Right? She's just entertaining as fuck. Oh, I aspire to be her. Okay. Well, y'all, Does she stream? No, I think she's just on YouTube. Will is asking me to get off soon so he can go get ready for the premiere. You need to read Kasara is online. They're a very sweet artist. Yes, give me let me just see if there's anything else I wanted to cover before I leave. I mean, yeah, there's more news like Bolsonaro's in the hospital. Andrew Tate's lawyer is trying to say that his online persona is just a character. There's things that are happening, but we gotta get head out soon. So, want to pop off at Logan Paul? Oh no. I bought Pearl over a year ago. I was told she was a mini pig. She's not. Pearl was found alone in a field next to another pig who had passed away. She came to us with tattered ears and a potentially life-threatening infection in her uterus that has since been healed. She clearly has been through so much trauma that we can't even imagine, but she's now safe with us at the General Barn. From what we've been told, it's believed she was purchased originally from a breeder by an influencer. People often buy mini pigs or teacup pigs for clout online. I fucking know so many people who have done this, believing they will stay small. They don't. There is no such thing as a teacup pig. While they inevitably grow very large and have many unexpected needs, they're sadly discarded. While we don't know everything she's been through in her past, we know her life is now filled with friends, nutritious foods, the highest quality care, and so much love. Fuck you, Logan Paul. You are fucking scum. You are scum. You deserve to spend the rest of your life in a pig pen, you piece of shit. You should be fed slop and have to shove your face into a pile of shit every single day. Oh my God, I am so tired of this shit. I know some other rich bitch who did the same thing. She bought a teacup pig. There is no such thing as a teacup pig, you dumb idiots. And then the pig got big because it's a pig. Pig, big. And then she got rid of the pig. I was checking her Instagrams the next morning to make sure she wasn't eating any bacon. Because you never know. I was stalking every photo she posted on her IG story to make sure this wasn't no Charlotte's Web. I hate people. I hate them. I hate this pig. This pig should have sat on his face and taken a dump. Anyway. All right. Oh! Oh. Okay. That's it. I need to get off. Get it to this thing. Told you it was a quick pop off. That's true. Okay, so I'm rating Kasara _ correct? Kasara _ Are we getting a review of Last of Us later tonight or tomorrow? Maybe tonight. If Will ends up streaming, I will come on stream and give my 2 cents. If not, then tomorrow for sure. Tomorrow we will definitely do a nice long stream. I will be live at the usual around 5. And we will watch more Average Joe tomorrow. And yeah. Do what we do. Okay, peeps. If I see Pedro Pascal, I will tell him you guys say hi. Otherwise, I will either see you on Will's stream or I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night. Thank you for coming for this short little shorty. That was early. I appreciate you guys showing up when I go live. I'll see you later.